You're listening to the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport, and thank you for joining us for this brand new Drivers of the Year series. We hope you enjoy these bonus episodes, and maybe we'll see you in the winner's circle real soon with a fat check in hand. And some of these drivers will be stopping by the office for some festivities, photo ops, and that fat check. Now, this is one, of course, our drivers richly deserve for all they do for Norton Transport. Let's go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. And each and every one of you know, if you join us each week, this is a space where we elevate and celebrate the drivers that make Norton go round and round. We're very grateful to have them. And if you've been checking in with us, on Fridays, we've been dropping some bonus episodes about our Drivers of the Year. Now, the way this is working is we have two on each dispatch team, one non-CDL, one CDL. And we're lucky to have with us here Henry Clement. Now, Henry, how were you able to stop here at the office today? What was your route that allowed you to do that?
Well, I was actually going from Lake Wales, Florida, and I'm going to Carbondale, Colorado. I've never been there, never have heard of it until I got this load. So, hey, it just, it brought me right up through Ringgold, and here I am with you guys.
Well, we're very glad that you are here now. What part of Colorado is Carbondale in? Is it around Denver or
west of Denver? Yeah, going towards like Grand Junction area.
I gotcha. Now, what kind of truck are you in?
I'm in a Isuzu NPR.
Oh, yeah, the old Isuzu NPRs there.
And it's loaded.
Gotcha. Now, Henry, which you may have picked up on already, who's been on the podcast before, is a non-CDL driver. Henry, how long have you been on the road, and how long have you been with Norton?
Well, this is the third year now, and I've probably been out here for about 5 years total, though. But this is the third year with Norton, going on 4.
Well, 5 years on the road. Give us a nutshell kind of recap of what it's like to be on the road for 5 years and 3 with Norton.
Well, it's actually been pretty good. If any driver, they all know has had his ups and downs, but I mean, it's been pretty good. I would say probably on the upside since I've been with Norton, so that's always a good thing.
Well, if you guys are listening in here to Henry Clement, he is one of our Drivers of the Year, non-CDL driver. And Henry, did you know when you stopped in this morning what was going to be happening?
Not really. I kind of had an idea that there was a gift waiting on me, but I didn't know to what extent, so I'm pretty happy right now.
Well, tell us about the gift.
It was it turned out to be a nice stop, It came with a check, so you're never mad when you get a check. I don't know anyone who gets mad about a check, so I'm excited about that.
Well, we're going to take some pictures with that cardboard check for $1,000 of you later, and they hooked you up with some other things here. Tell us what you got there.
I got this exclusive Yeti mug that I feel like, I'm going to just hold that to myself before, it gets, someone may get a little upset about it, but I'm not going to say any names, though. But I'm going to keep this nice little Yeti mug, and I got a nice hat that I'm going to put on after I take this big hair down, and then I got a hoodie, I got a shirt. I mean, come on, man. I don't know what's coming next, so hey.
Well, the way we look at the Drivers of the Year is we look at some of the statistics and the dependability, the reliability of each and every driver. Again, like we were saying, one CDL, one non-CDL driver off each team, but you also have to be nominated. Now, to set the picture here, we're in the podcast room here at Norton Transport in Ringgold, Georgia, and we have the very person who nominated Henry for this honor, his dispatch team lead, Carson. Carson, tell us about why you chose Henry.
Well, first of all, John, Henry, he is just such an easygoing driver. He never complains. He doesn't ask a lot of questions. He figures his own travel out. He is just really a true definition of an easygoing driver. He is just absolutely wonderful, sticks with his dates that he gives us, and if anything happens, he calls us first. I never have to call him and what's going on, what happened. He just does it. He takes care of business.
How rewarding is that for you as the team lead and for your team to know that he's got the personality and the character traits to carry out everything that needs to happen?
Oh, it's very rewarding. Not only does he look good to my team, but our account managers that handle the accounts and get the actual runs that we move, they notice that too. And it just makes it all an easy-going situation. Account manager notices, Henry Clement, he's got this run. I know we're good. And so it's just a good feeling throughout the whole company, knowing how good of a driver he is and how reliable he is.
Henry, I had a quick question for you.
Okay.
How does it feel for you to know, as Carson laid out for us there very nicely, about you're appreciated by your team leader, and the account managers, and, of course, Norton Transport at large? How is that for you as a driver to know that you got that kind of support?
Oh, man, it's amazing. It makes me feel, it really makes me feel good as a driver. I haven't worked for a company where I had the level of appreciation that I've received here. So it's really, I receive it, and I don't know, I'm just grateful. So I appreciate my team. They also make it easy for me.
I had another question for you, Carson. You guys it was one non-CDL, one CDL driver. Now, that was out of a large pool. Kind of give us a framework, how many you came out of and how quickly you were able to decide he's the guy.
Well, John, my team personally, we have about 150 drivers total. I'm not too sure how many of those are non-CDL, but I want to say in the close to 40 maybe. And honestly, top of mind, I had no question. Henry Clement Jr., he's definitely my nominee for non-CDL. Now, I did obviously ask my team members because we each talk to our individual drivers ourselves and then come together as a team. But they also, all three of them, had the same idea. Oh, yeah, no one deserves it more than Henry Clement Jr.
No question there. You hear it from Carson about Henry Clement Jr. Now, Carson, I know you got to get back to work here, but I'm sure you'll be able to spend just a little bit of time with Henry once we get finished taking some pictures of him with his $1,000 check there. What do you guys think you'll talk about? Since you guys have that relationship on the phone all the time, but I think Henry said this is the first time he's been able to stop in the office.
Yes, sir.
What's it like to meet him in person?
Oh, it's awesome. It's always so good to put a face with a driver. We talk to them every day and build these relationships up with our drivers. So it's really awesome to put a face to such a wonderful driver. Well
said, well said. Carson, we'll let you slide out and do some more loads, booking some more loads. Henry, I just had a couple of other questions I wanted to ask you here. So you're heading out to Colorado.
Yes, sir.
What got you down to Florida?
I think I took a flight down there. That was I was actually wanting to drive at first, but then I thought about it. I said, well, I'm about to put about 2,000 miles on my body, so let me just get a flight down there. I took a flight to Orlando, and I got family there, so I was able to hitchhike.
Hey, I'm here. Come get me.
Exactly. That's always a good thing, So I utilize it if I have a friend, family, whoever. Hey, if you don't answer this phone right now, this is the time that I need. Hey, man, we're going to have some problems. But, no, seriously, it's always good to, have friends and family that are willing to help you, make it easy for you on the road.
I got you. Now, you were talking about you'd been on the road for 2,000 miles, and you made the decision, hey, I'm going to fly. Is that a big factor each time you're like, man, I'm whipped? I think I'm going to hop on a plane.
Well, it kind of it sort of is, but most of the time I say it's whatever is the more economical choice because, sometimes, hey, even though you may want to fly and it may be a little easier, to go ahead and get there, but, hey, that ticket may cost $300, or maybe or more. So I've had instances where I've had to drive and that rental for a day is like $100, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna spend $100 in gas. Just to depending on where you're going, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm just gonna go ahead and just drive. It doesn't matter. It may be 7 hours, 9 hours, but still, at the end of the day, I feel like it was the best economical choice. So, hey, if I'm tired, I'll just tell Carson, hey, I'm ready to go home, but I'm not gonna miss out just because I didn't choose the right choice. So,
well, you look fresh and refreshed now because you've got a long road in front of you. You've already come up. I guess did you take off this morning or last night?
Actually, last night. When I started yesterday. That flight was Oh man, that was probably one of the worst flights. So I was ready to get on the road. So
Little turbulence there.
Oh man, it was terrible. But I mean, yeah, actually getting on the road, that that's like like I told you during the podcast, that's my therapy. So I was just anxious to get out there and start driving.
Well, speaking of it being your therapy, and of course you're listening to Henry Clement Jr. here on the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. This is a special edition bonus episode because Henry was chosen as one of the drivers of the year, non-CDL drivers of the year, off Carson's team there. Big honor for him. And we were talking about the therapeutic aspect of driving. You still got a lot of miles in front of you on the way to Carbondale, Colorado. What's that going to be like for you? How are you going to plan your trip out? I'm sure you got it sort of as clockwork, what you're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be an easygoing trip. I mean, it's just for me, it's like the weather changes and stuff like that, just trying to stay on the up and up, keeping my immune system and everything up. That's one thing I know. A lot of you drivers out there, you guys better keep your immune system up because, there's a lot of stuff going around. We're going through these different climates. That's the most important thing. So setting it up to get the most adequate rest and, just so I won't just burn myself out. You know what I mean? So this is an easy trip. I mean, 2,000 miles, that's some people, they may feel like it's a lot, but it's an easy trip if you just, kind of pace yourself, keep that. Keep your 700 or under a day, and you'll be there in no time.
You're going to make a little money on a 2,000-mile trip.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's kind of dig a little deeper here on what you're talking about, keeping your immune system right. 2,000 miles on the road, you're going to come into contact with some people when you're stopping at stops, hotels, whatnot. What do you do? What kind of things do you do to keep yourself healthy?
Well, one thing that I noticed that I don't like to touch a lot of stuff, man. I don't know. That's the easiest way that the, germs are passed and everything. So I don't touch a lot of stuff. I don't even touch the gas pump. I don't touch nothing. That's one thing that I try not to do because I know drivers go to the truck stops and restaurants and stuff just like I do, and the things that you see in the restrooms are it makes you want to wear a hazmat suit. So but that's one of the most important things I would say is really I don't touch a lot of things that are commonplace areas, and I try to keep hydrated and then feed myself supplements. Now,
this is Henry Clement Jr. joining us in person here at Norton Transport here in Ringgold, Georgia, right off I-75. Now, Henry, obviously this is the first time anybody in the office has been able to see you. Now, let me describe Henry. He's a good-looking man, first of all.
Thank you.
And in shape, thin guy. And, a lot of truck drivers talk about it's tempting and it's almost a necessity on the road to eat unhealthy food because the choices are not always great. How do you get around that?
Well, you try to make the best choice that you can, but it's really difficult because of what's available for you at the stops. It's not like we're stopping at a Whole Foods or you stopping at a Publix or something like that. You're not stopping at a nice grocery store. You're stopping at somewhere where there's a lot of traffic. They're trying to get the money, so you're gonna have the fastest food readily available for you. So it's kind of like you either pick the best or the worst, or you kind of try to fit in a stop to where, okay, I'm gonna get something from here that will last maybe for the rest of the day, that I can keep in something like a small cooler or something to keep it cold or keep it warm or whatever. You just have to. You can't be tempted by those stops, because like I said, once you stop and get gas, it's almost like, man, I can just get this Wendy's real quick and then, I don't have to stop anymore. No, that's going to become a habit, and now that habit has become to a health problem.
Now, do you look at certain foods as far as ones that will make you drowsy as compared to other foods that may or may not?
Oh, yes. Anything that breaks down into sugars and stuff like that, that's definitely going to get you tired fast. Some people may think the opposite, but no, if it's breaking down into sugars, that's going to get you tired because you're going to crash. That's what it does. Anytime you intake a bunch of sugar, you're going to crash. So that crash is inevitable, and when we're out there driving, that's what you don't want. So anything that breaks down into sugar, stay away from that. and also just I mean just heavy eating in general. Like I know sometimes someone may say, "Oh, I'm gonna eat one big meal, and then that'll last me for a while." But that now after you've eaten that one big meal, now your digestive system is kind of like processing that, and that's taking all of your energy and is using that. So now you're tired because you know all your energy is going towards digestion now. So it's like now you just made yourself tired. And you didn't even eat sugar, but it's just the amount of food that you eat. So it's the kind of foods and the amount of food, small servings of things that that burn down. Like fruits, that's like light carbs and stuff like that. It burns down the sugar, but it's not high sugar content. It's natural sugar. So things like that, fruits, grains, just in moderation.
Now, you eat small meals and spread them out there. Do you snack in between?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I get a snack, but it's like a bag of almonds or something like that. Not really like a snack, but a bag of almonds or fruit, but just try to keep it as light as possible.
Light, but something that's keeping you fueled, no pun intended,
exactly,
while you're on the road.
Exactly.
I was going to ask you about this because it's obviously something you've spent some time and and knowledge into as far as implementing it in your diet and in your work. What about energy drinks? Are you an energy drink guy or no?
Well, okay, so energy drinks, I feel like there are certain ones that I feel like maybe are better than others because of the type of caffeine that's in it. You have the one that I've seen that's been, I guess, the best supplement that I've seen is Yerba Mate. That's kind of like a ginseng extract kind of. So that's probably like the best type of energy drink that I've seen, like, because everything else, it has these crazy amounts of caffeine in it and then different other additives that are like caffeine but boosters. It's just not good. But like I said, I wouldn't take Red Bulls or Monsters.
It'll ramp you up for a little while, but there's going to be a crash.
That crash is going to be terrible.
Well, paint us a picture. Take us on the road with you here we're located Norton Transport just outside of Chattanooga. We're a suburb of Chattanooga, and you're heading west. So I'm assuming you're going to pop out here and then get on I-24?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll be heading out, going up through Chattanooga. I think that's like the first time that I saw you guys' billboard, and I was like, "Hey, man, I work for those. I work with those guys, But it was. I was like, okay, that's the first because never worked with a company that had a billboard, so that was cool.
So will you drive? Are you a day driver, a night driver? Mix it up. How do you do yours?
This depends on the length of the drive, but typically I like to get it out of the way early because you can see better everything. You can see the other drivers. You can see for any type of danger that's up ahead. You can see for the guys with the berries that's trying to get everybody, you can just see everything. So that's why I like the daytime is a good time to drive. But if you are driving at night, I would say definitely everything that I said about staying up and awake, that it like magnifies to like the 10th power because the visibility is like the biggest thing. I don't care if you have 20/20 video, you see like a hawk, like you can't see as well as you can see in the daytime.
What telltale signs do you look for when you're like, hey, I'm getting drowsy? Or do you say I'm going to push through? Or what do you do when you're starting to get drowsy?
Well, I would probably say in the beginning, I think that I tried to push through it because it was about an on-time thing, for me. I was just... And not in the beginning of working with Norton, but in the beginning of driving, period. But as I got more seasoned, I noticed that, okay, if I just maximize the time in between the stops, as far as, not making them so long, then I won't have to push myself to drive longer, and that'll go into the time that I'm tired, So if I just maximize the time, any stop, maximize it to the fullest and keep it short and sweet instead of, making what could have been a 15-minute stop or 45-minute stop, you know what I mean? Because that extra 30 minutes, I could add that onto my drive time. Mm-hmm. So that's just, one thing that I noticed, that now I can make it to where I'm trying to get to and not be tired.
You're listening to great nuggets of knowledge from Henry Clement Jr. here on the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. Of course, this is a bonus, a special add-on episode because Henry is one of our drivers of the year. Got $1,000 for doing that, receiving that honor, that recognition, which he richly deserves. Got some swag, got a nice little Yeti mug there.
Yes,
Now, Henry, I wanted to ask you, you've been doing this for 5 years. Non-CDL, do you have any aspirations to go CDL? Have you thought about it, or do you like it as is?
I've been thinking about it. I've definitely been thinking about it.
Now, you mentioned you got family down in the Orlando area.
Yes, sir.
Any children of your own, or relatives, mom, dad? What's down in Orlando?
Yeah, well, not of my own. These are cousins, so they're actually in the Lakeland area, so
okay,
right outside of Orlando.
How often do you get down there? Is that where you make your home as well?
Not,
oh no, that's right. You live in Houston.
I live in Houston, but Lakeland is kind of like it's like a getaway, I guess, over there because Florida's beautiful. You know, it's just one of those. I understand why everyone wants to retire in Florida now. You know, it's just a beautiful place every time I go. But I don't frequent there as often as I wish I could, though.
What's Houston like? How long have you lived in Houston? And that city has changed dramatically.
Houston is tragic. As far as now, the traffic is like almost like LA now, man. Traffic is terrible. I remember when 5 o'clock traffic used to be from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Now 5 o'clock traffic is like from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock.
That's crazy.
That's bad.
Now, if you've got a run coming out of Houston, I guess you got to be strategic about how you do it to not get caught in that traffic.
Ooh. Okay, well, I say this: if you got a run coming out of Houston in the morning, you better wake up before everybody wakes up, and they're starting to move around at 7:30, 8 o'clock. So if you're not up before 7, you better wait until after 10.
Very good advice there from Henry Clement Jr. here on the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. Of course, Henry, as you've been listening in here, is one of our drivers of the year, and we talked about the swag and the $1,000 he got for doing such a good job, such richly deserving this. What are you going to do with the money?
Oh man, well, I'm probably gonna just put it up. You know, I'm not gonna go crazy. We're out here, you know, we're trying to make money, and you know, this was a reward, but I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm just gonna put it up,
save it for a rainy day.
Save it for a rainy day.
Henry, thank you so much. We really appreciate you stopping by, and we really appreciate what you've done for us. And be safe out there on the road.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you.